Hello everyone, Adrienne here. So I'm here with yet another music review for you guys of a new goth band to check out. But first, I really wanted to take a moment to say that making this particular music review took way longer than it really should have. Life unfortunately got in the way, and with all of the bands that contact me for reviews, this unfortunately did get a little buried under all of my notes because I take really detailed notes of all of the bands that I plan on reviewing, and it's just one of those things where any new files and any files that are recently worked on will not necessarily pop up in the order that they were created. So I'm going to try and do something about that and see if there's a better way that I can get that organized. So with that being said, I want to apologize to the band that I'm going to be reviewing today, as well as you, my viewers. This really should have been done months ago, so I really just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. I really should have been more on top of it, and I really dropped the ball, so I'm sorry, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me. I did discuss everything with the band in question, and I let them know that I was really sorry about everything that happened, and I felt terrible about it. Of course, they were super understanding. They understand that, I work in the healthcare industry, and I got married, and I got my name changed, and there was a whole bunch of stressful crap going on. So I'm really thankful that they were cool and understanding about it, but I really wanted to note it for the record for everyone that I'm sorry that this review took so long. So, with that being said, I want to get into this review. And you notice that I'm kind of wearing some lighter makeup today. I usually don't wear makeup this understated and light, but because this band really gives me intense 90s goth vibes, I kind of wanted to emulate that in today's review. So, kind of took it easy on the eyes today and went with a bold, deep red lip. So I'm feeling very 90s today, and I really like how this look turned out. 90s goth is making a comeback. I'm so happy in more ways than one, and also it really opens a lot of doors. So let's get into it. This band is called the Hateful Chains, and they hail from Turku, Finland. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. I don't speak, I believe it's Finnish. Yes, I don't speak Finnish. I'm so sorry. Anyway, and they began making music in 2016, releasing a number of singles and EPs up until now. So earlier, I would say in mid 2021, they released their first full-length album called Invite, including 10 wonderful songs that they have made over the years. It's a great mix of goth rock with Susie-esque vocals, and it has hints of ethereal and operatic vocals, which is really interesting. In my conversations with the lead singer, I understand that she and I have something in common. We've both had operatic training, which is awesome, because I'm really excited to see that female-fronted goth bands with operatically influenced vocals is making a comeback. And as an operatic vocalist myself, I'm really excited because that really means that I can break into it and I can start releasing my own music, which I am working on that with a really incredible composer pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. I'll announce it when it comes out, of course. Anyway, so in regard to Hateful Chains, if you like Switchblade Symphony, Susie Sue, Dead Souls Rising, This Ascension, Miranda Sex Garden, and The Shroud, I think you will really enjoy this band. It's burning inside. It's hurting me. On and on, she sings her happy song while darkness creeps along. So now I'm going to get into the exciting part where I break down and analyze all the songs on the album, so here we go. The first song is It's Alright, and it begins with driving and melodic guitars and drums with a very stark alto voice of the lead vocalist, which I already love. At least she's singing in an alto range. I don't know for sure like what vocal range she is. She probably is a mezzo-soprano like me. But anyway, it's very chesty vocals and bold with hints of semi-operatic technique, which creates a really lovely, interesting mix. The little touches of piano toward the bridge and the ending sections really just... God, I can't even get my words out. They add so much more intrigue and depth to the song, so this really gets you started for what to expect from Hateful Chains, and I really love what I hear. A Night Like This is a very soft and melodic kind of ballad, and it starts with gentle guitars accompanied by some synthesizers and some building drums that become more steady and rhythmic during the verses and chorus. The vocals also take a softer turn with the song as well, which is totally awesome. I like how it gets a little heavier for the chorus sections and backs off again before the next verse. It's like an ebb and flow of the tide. It's really lovely and really romantic. Choices is again very soft and melodic with its really interesting mix of acoustic and electric guitars, but still definitely a little rocky and has a little bit of a Susie Sue vibe. This was short and sweet, but still really effective. Acid Rain is next. I love the spooky, ethereal music box vibe that opens this song up before the drums and guitars enter with very pleasantly dissonant and uneasy tones, accompanied perfectly by very harsh vocals. I think fans of Dead Souls Rising will really enjoy this song. I love the softly creeping high strings in the bridge section to add another layer of uneasiness. This song is pure dissonance, but it's executed so well. That music box coming back to allow the song to fade out was incredibly effective as well. And I will say, you probably hear me say this a lot when it comes to my music reviews, but it's really hard to make dissonance sound good. And when you get to a point where you make the dissonance like really give you goosebumps and really make you shudder in a good way and be like, ooh, that was good, do it again, or even, dare I say, make it sound sexy, you've done your job. So brava to Hateful Chains. Drifting Leaves starts with drums and very interesting sounding synthesizers that introduce a very slow, melodic, and very melancholy guitars, and tones of a xylophone as well. This was just breathtaking. It's a good nearly 2 minutes before the vocals even make an appearance, and the vocals here are very languid and sensual in their long phrasings, which is a perfect complement to the slow musical accompaniment. She Smiles begins with a beguiling and fast-flowing lines of synthesizers and unearthly noise before the drums and guitars come in to introduce the rocky vocals. After the last two songs being so mellow and melancholy, this is a very sharp contrast and was very well placed on this album in the track list to add variety and to keep things interesting. I love the operatic vocalises featured toward the bridge section, another awesome way that Hateful Chains makes themselves stand out. A very bold and daring move to combine the rocky vocals with ethereal operatic ones, so again, brava, seriously. Hateful Chains introduces with drums, deep bass, and very uneasy sounding synthesizers. Very sinister right off the bat to get you excited about what the song holds in store for you. When the electric guitars come in, they just build upon that on-edge foundation. It's just delightfully creepy. When it backs off with just the melodic guitars and synthesizers, it creates a perfect introduction for the austere spoken word vocals, an abrupt pause, and for the real fury of the guitars to be unleashed. The passage with the string ensemble was so poignant and heartbreaking and beautiful. It was just irresistible. This might very well be like one of my absolute favorite songs on the album, or my favorite. The melodic guitars come in to tantalize you one more time, soon accompanied by hits on the hi-hat that erupt into more aggressive guitars and very exotic Middle Eastern sounding vocals in chest voice. It just adds to the sinister and mythical energy of the song and abruptly drops off the edge of the cliff to make room for the next song, almost like a climax of the album. So, God, that was good. That was really good. Invite Me In picks up on the concluding exotic energy of the previous song, adding strange tolling bells, synthesizers, and a steady rock beat, and backing off a bit before introducing the vocals. Significantly more rocky than the previous track, but not quite as heavy or aggressive, if that makes sense. They bring back a touch of those exotic vocals again to accompany the guitar one last time before the song comes to a close. Good People is significantly more mellow than its predecessor, but definitely still really rocky. It sounds like they have a lute accompanying the guitars, bass, and drums that is laying the foundation for the vocals, which are rocky and languid at the same time. This song is a bit longer than the rest, but it still manages to keep itself interesting with an ebb and flow with many lovely textures and melodies. This song, again, while still rocky, decides to go the more melodic and laid-back route instead of the aggressive one, which I think is a really good way to lead the album to the finale with the final track. Susie on the Beach is the final track, starting with the sound of the beach and very abruptly introducing the guitars, synthesizers, and drums. It sounds quite pleasant, warm, welcoming, and melodic, and the vocals are very mellow and fittingly very Susie-inspired. This was a really lovely way to end the album after the climax that was Hateful Chains, the title track there, and it was really good. Overall, I really love the Hateful Chains. They offer a sound that fans of 90s female-fronted goth rock and ethereal bands will absolutely love. If you need something like that, then the Hateful Chains is definitely for you. And they definitely scratch my itch for when it comes to any kind of female vocals, especially female, like operatically inspired vocals, that was fairly common in the 1990s with goth rock. It was just awesome, and I'm really glad to hear a revival of that kind of making a comeback. That being said, please look in the description below to follow them on social media, as well as to buy their music on Bandcamp, and especially buy their music on Bandcamp on Fridays, because that is the best time to make sure that the most proceeds as possible go to the band in question. So guys, please do that. Buy their music on Fridays. Please do this. Please do this. And I was also advised by the lead singer, Flora, that they are going to be releasing a new song on Valentine's Day, so please keep an eye out for that. I did have a chance to listen to it right before I started filming today, and it's really lovely. You just gotta hear it. Once it comes out, of course. And I just wanted to let you guys know, it may be another couple of weeks before I make another video. Really depends on my schedule. Kenny is having a medical procedure pretty soon, so hopefully that goes well and he bounces back quickly. I don't really want to go into detail about what that is, but keep him in your thoughts, hope for a speedy recovery, and he bounces back pretty soon. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more videos on goth music, especially new goth music, gothic literature, absinthe, and more. And thank you so much to my patrons for your support every single month. I really, really appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough. And once again, to the Hateful Chains, I am so sorry that this review took so long, but I really appreciate your graciousness and understanding when I explain the situation. Truly, you guys are fantastic. I really appreciate you. And to everyone, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you guys later. Bye!